Welcome to my video lessons. This is Jansi. I'm the lecturer from the Government Polytechnic for Women. In this video, I'm going to explain about the 8051 microcontroller, internal memory and the external memory. That is the memory organization of 8051 microcontroller. See, in the previous session, I discussed in the previous videos, I explained about what is 8051 microcontroller and the architecture of the 8051 microcontroller and its pin description. See, what are the features of 8051 controller means? It is a 8-bit microcontroller. 8051 is a 8-bit microcontroller, and generally it is available with a 40-pin IC. It is a 40-pin IC. What are the features means? It has a few 8-bit registers as well as the special function registers are also there. In that DPTR program counter, all these are 16-bit registers. So come to the architecture of the 8051. If we go, this architecture, this 8051 consists microcontroller consists 4 KB of ROM, internal ROM, and 128 bits of internal RAM, and it has 4 I/O ports, input and output ports, 1 serial port, serial accessing device, and also it has 2 timers and counters. 2 timers and counters. In addition with the microprocessor, the main part is microprocessor. In addition with this microprocessor, this 8051 microcontroller has 4 KB of internal ROM, 128 bytes of internal RAM, and 4 input and output ports, 2 timers and counters, registers, 2 timers and counters, and 1 serial access port. Correct. So here we will discuss about the internal memory and external memory organization of 8051 microcontroller. See, in the pin description, we also discussed one special function pin that is called ALE, address latch enable. Address latch enable. See here, what is the function of address latch enable means? We know that in out of 40 pins, this few pins are multiplexed pins. Multiplexed pins. I say 8051 has 16 address lines and 8 data lines. 8 data lines. Out of 16 address lines, 8 address lines are multiplexed with 8 data lines. AD0 to AD7. That means those pins itself can be used as data lines as well as the address lines. So for that there is a latch enable pin, address latch enable pin. Whenever this ALE pin is high, that means it enables the address lines. It enables the address lines. And if it is if this ALE pin is 0 means it access the data lines. That is multiplexing the lower order address and data bus. See here, non-multiplexed 24 pins. Suppose if D0 to D7 are, this is the case if the address and data lines are non-multiplexed. So D0 to D7 are the data lines used for the data transmission, and A0 to A15 lines are for address, to send the address. Suppose if there are multiplexed lines, so in this only 16, in this case 24 pins are required if non-multiplexing is there. If multiplexing is used means AD0 to AD7 are multiplex address and data lines. So when ALE is high means this these lines are used as address lines. If ALE is low means these lines are used to access the data lines. And A8 to A15, these higher order address lines always access the address only. Always access the address only. This is the case for address multiplexing for external memory as well as suppose if it requires internal memory. Address multiplexing for external memory. You see, this is the pin configuration of pins of 8051. If it is 8051 microcontroller, here we are accessing the EEPROM. Suppose there is an external ROM memory, multiplexing external memory, that is ROM memory. Here, this EEPROM has uh, D0 to D7 data lines and A0 to A15 address lines, and there is a OE bar. It is an active low signal. Active low signal. See how this memory is connected with this 8051 microcontroller means the port 0 pins, that is this port 0 pins, another function of this port 0 pins are multiplexed address and data lines from AD0 to AD7, AD7. So these data address and data lines are now demultiplexed with a latch called D latch. The number of it is 74HC373. D latch. See, the ALE pin is given to the G pin of this D latch. Whenever this is high, this is high. See, these are the data lines. When this is high means whatever may be the information on this, it considers it is address. It has address and it sends those address as to the EEPROM. So here it is a 64K EEPROM. So the address lines for the 64K EEPROM is A0 to A15, D0 to D7. Port 2 are the higher order address lines A8 to A15 lines. So there is another pin, program store enable pin. It is also active low pin. This pin is connected to the OE bar. That is here ROM is a read only memory. Only it allows to read the data. For that it is connected to the OE bar. Accessing external code memory. How it is accessed means the port 0 pins are connected to D0 to D7 as well as A0 to A7 through D latch, and port 2 pins are connected to the, that means higher order 8 pins of 8051 are connected to the A8 to A15 of EEPROM. ALE is given to the D latch and PSEN bar is connected to the OE bar of EEPROM. This is about how this is connected when this EEPROM is interfaced with 8051. See, this is a waveform. These are the machine cycles. ALE is high. When the ALE is high means it is that means program counter lower. That means address lines. And these are the program counter higher by. And when this is low means PSE and ALE is low means it is output data. That means data. It accesses the data. Similarly like this. Accessing external data memory. If it is 64-bit data memory, see here that means data memory. The previously it is external memory means here it is program memory, and here it is accessing external data memory. See here the port 0 in the same case here the external data memory is RAM. It is a RAM type. Here it is 1K byte, 1 kilobyte. 1 kilobyte, and see these are the 8051 pins. See 1K means it is 2 power 10. 2 power 10. 2 power 10 means it needs 10 address lines from A0 to A10, A0 to A9, A0 to A9. So out of A0 to A9, A0 to A7 are connected to the port 0 pins through D latch, and port 0 pins are directly connected to the D0 to D7 signals. And port 2, that means A8 and A9 of 8051 are connected to the A8 and A9 of RAM, external RAM, data memory. See here RAM is a read-write memory. So there is an option for reading as well as writing. So the read bar of 8051 is given to the OE bar, output enable bar of RAM. Here both are active low signals, and write bar of 8051 is connected to the write bar of W bar of RAM. And there is another pin called CS bar, chip selection line. It is also active low signal. If this signal is low means the IC will be activated. And here for PSEN bar there is no a connection. This PSEN bar is used only for ROM. That means to access the external ROM memory. This is the connection for accessing external data memory. External code memory. See, external code memory, that what we discussed just now. This is a 74LS373. Write bar, read bar, and PSC1 bar is connected to the OA bar. CS bar is a chip selection line. This is the ROM. D0 to D7 are connected to the multiplex address and data lines of 8051. And A0 to A7 also connected to the multiplex address and data lines of 8051 through D-latch. And the port 2, that means higher order address lines of 8051 are connected to the A8 to A15 of ROM. And similarly, external data memory. How the external data memory is connected means write bar of it is connected to the 8051 is connected to the RAM of write bar. Read bar is connected to the RAM of read bar for read operation. And ALE is connected to the D-latch. This is the same connection. Here, if it is a 64 kilobytes RAM, 64 kilobytes RAM means it also has 16 address lines from A0 to A15. So A0 to A7 are connected to the port 0 lines through D-latch. D-latch. This D-latch enables whenever ALE pin is high. High. And this higher address lines A to A15 are connected to the higher address address bus of port 8051 microcontroller. Overlapping external code and data spaces. Suppose overlapping the external code and data accesses. Write bar is directly connected and read bar are PSEN bar, OE bar of RAM, whether it is the code or data. So read bar and there is an, this is a exclusive NOR, exclusive NOR. So read bar and PSE bar are connected to the inputs. Overlapping external code and data spaces allows the RAM to be written as data memory and read as data memory as well as code memory. So this RAM can be used for write operation as well as to read as data memory as well as code memory. So that means we can use to store the code in RAM also. So RAM, overlapping external code and data spaces. So in that cases, there is an AND gate, read bar and PSEN bar, and this is read bar. The remaining connection is similar. This allows a program to be downloaded from outside into the RAM as data and executed from RAM as code. So that means when we will store the code in the RAM means whenever we will dump the code from the external code. In that cases, the downloaded data is available in the RAM, and we can execute that program from the RAM itself. This is program memory, that means read-only memory, EA bar 0 and EA bar 1. This is data memory, read and write operations, 00 to FFH. This is for internal. Read bar and write bar. Here it is only PSEN bar. See, if this EA bar, external access, EA bar is an active low signal. If EA bar is 0, active low, means it accesses the external ROM. External ROM. If EA bar is 1, EA bar is 1. If EA bar is 1 means it accesses the program memory, and that too it is an internal program memory. That is from 00 to 4 kilobytes, that is 0 FFFH. On-chip memory or internal RAM. On-chip memory or we can say internal RAM. The internal RAM of 8051 is, it is 128 bytes. 128 bytes from 00 to FFH. 00H to FFH. Out of this 128 bytes, this 32 locations are used for general purpose registers, 32 locations, and from 20 to 2FH are used as bit addressable area, and 30 to 7FH. The remaining 30 to 7FH are used for direct and indirect addressing. And 80 to FF, upper 128 bytes of RAM. This is up to 7F, it is lower 128 bytes of RAM, direct and indirect addressing, and upper 128 bytes of RAM, it is only for indirect addressing, and these are also used for special function registers. Direct addressing only. Direct addressing is only to access the special function registers. This is see here. That means on-chip memory of 8051 is of 128 bytes. Out of this 128 bytes, 32, 128 locations. It is not bytes. 128 bytes. 128 bytes only. So out of 128 bytes, this 32 locations are used for general purpose registers, that is bank registers, and 16 locations are bit addressable, and 3002 7FR for direct and indirect addressing, 802 FFR for special function registers. So this is 00 to 1F. 00 to 1F. This is general purpose registers. So there's 32 locations, there's 32 bytes of 00 to 1F locations of internal RAM is divided into 4 banks. Bank 0, Bank 1, Bank 2 and Bank 3, and each has 8 registers. 8 registers R0 to R7. Similarly, and that is R0 to R7, and 00 to 07 locations are bank 0 locations, and each location is designated with a register. It is with R0 to R7. Similarly, 08 to 0F are allocated for bank 1. Again, these are also mentioned as R0 to R7. Similarly, bank 2 is from 10 to 17, bank 3 is 18 to 1F. Each has 8 registers. This general purpose registers. Bit addressable memory. From 20 to 2F, allocation each is of 8 bits. That means 16 into 8. So it is from 00 to 7F. 16 locations into 8 bits, totally 128 bits. That means this bit addressable memory can be used to address the 128 bits. That means these locations can be accessed bitwise. Suppose here I consider move C comma 1 AH or move C comma 23H.2. That means whatever may be the whatever may be the data in this 23.2. This is from 00 to 07. 23 memory location is this one, and here the second bit, whatever may be in this, that is moved into the C bit, that is carry bit. This is about bit addressable memory. The next is special function registers from 80 to FF, addresses. These are used for direct addressing to access the special function registers. See, data registers and control registers. The special function registers are data registers as well as the control registers. And what are the control registers here means timer registers, serial port registers, interrupt systems, analog to digital converter, and digital to analog conversion, etc. These are the registers, and these registers can be used for all these purposes. And this is about 80 to bit addressable RAM. Already we discussed. Feature 7. general purpose RAM from 30 to 7H. Remaining 80 to FF. 80 to FF. So 80 is the address for P0. It has 8051 has 4 ports. So each port has own register, 8-bit registers P0, P1, P2, and P3. So the address of P0 is 80, P1 is 90, P2 is A0, and P3 is B0. B0. Like that, the data pointer lower bit is lower byte is of 8 to H and is specified with the address location 8 to H, and the data point of higher byte is specified with the memory location reserved with the memory location 83H. And for PCON register, the address is 87H. Like that, and timer higher. There are two timers T1, T0, and T1. So A is the address for timer lower byte, and 8C is the address for timer 0 higher byte. Similarly, 8B is the lower byte of timer 1, and 8D is the higher byte of timer 1. And SCON register, it is also a serial control register, special function register. And E0 and F0, E0 and F0. So E0 is the address location for the accumulator, and F0 is the address location for the register. SBUF address is 99H. Special function register memory RAM from 80 to FFH. Register banks. Active bank selected by program status. We see the general purpose, the 128 bytes of RAM of 8051 are divided into 3 sections, and that is for general purpose registers and bit addressable area and general purpose area. Most and out and special function for special function registers also. First 32 locations are divided into 4 banks, and each bank has 8 registers. 8 registers. So this active bank, that means 4 banks means there are 2 bits in the program status word. Those are RS1 and RS0. By changing these bits, we can select any one of the bank by using this RS1 and RS1 and RS0 bits. 2 bits means we'll get the 4 combinations. That means we can select any one of the banks by using this 2 bits in the program status word register. Permits fast context switching in interrupt service routines. There are ISRs. So this register banks permits fast context switching. Program status word, that is bit addressable. Program status word is a 8-bit register. 8-bit register. So it is a special function register. It is the name itself program status word. That means it is indicating the status of the program after execution each instruction. See, out of 8 bits, the first bit is parity, and the second bit is unused bit. The next one is overflow bit, and the third and fourth bits are for bank selection RS0 and RS1. Fifth bit is F0. This is for flag 0, available to the user for general purpose. Mostly it is not used. And AC auxiliary carry, and the 7th bit is carry flag. So here with RS0 and RS1, 00 means it selects the bank 0, 01 means bank 1, and 02 means 10 means bank 2, and 11 means it selects the bank 3 from the address locations 18 to 1FH. See here, what is a carry flag? What is a carry flag? This means after performing the addition or subtraction, this carry flag will exist. If the result is after performing this addition and subtractions, if the result is more than 8 bits, that means suppose if addition is performed After that, after the addition, suppose 8-bit addition is performed. After the addition, the result is more than this 8 bits, more than 8 bits. In that case, the carry will be set. The carry will be set. That means when the after the addition, the carry is 1 means it indicates that the result is more than 1, more than 8 bits. Similarly, if in the subtraction, if the borrow is required, in that case also carry will be set. And the auxiliary carry. In the addition, suppose if the lower nibble generates a carry to the higher nibble, that bit is called auxiliary carry. Auxiliary carry. If this happens, means this auxiliary carry flag will be set. Auxiliary carry flag will be set. The overflow flag. Overflow flag. This is for signed operations. This is for signed operations. And in the signed operations, if this result is more than this, in that case also, this bit again. In that case, this overflow flag bit sets. Overflow flag sets. Bit one is user definable flag. It is presently unused, and parity flag. We know that what is parity. Generally, parity is for checking flag. It may be either set or that means it may be either 1 or 0 based on the number of bits in the accumulator to indicate whether it is even parity or odd parity. If suppose it even parity, after the addition, the total number of ones it should be even. Total number of ones should be even. If in that case, it will be set. This is about program status 4. And these are the CPU registers. This already we discussed in the previous one. In this, the CPU registers are accumulator, and B register, program status mode, stack pointer, program counter, and data pointer. And just what is PS mode? Just now we discussed. And what is accumulator? Accumulator is a register. Accumulator is a register. Generally, it is 8-bit register. So this 8-bit it is used for the that means arithmetic operations. That means one of the data, one of the operands should be in the accumulator, especially for multiplication. If it is multiplication and division, it requires two operators. In that case, one should be in the accumulator, the another operator should be in the register B. Register B. Right. In all these cases, after this accumulate, after performing the addition, arithmetic operations or logical operations, the result will be loaded in the accumulator only. Accumulator only. And B is what is a B? B is a special function register, a special purpose register. This what is the purpose of it means? Here generally for multiplication and division, one of the operators should be in the register, and after this multiplication and division operation, the result may be for multiplication the result is more than 8 bits. In that lower 8 bits are stored in the accumulator and the higher 8 bits are stored in the B register. If it is division, the divisor is in accumulator and the coefficient will be stored in the B register. This is the function of B register. And what is stack pointer? The stack pointer always points the top of the stack. And to point the stack, this stack pointer is used. Then program counter. The stack pointer is also 8-bit register. Program counter. Program counter means it is a 16-bit register. It is a 16-bit register. It points the program code. After the execution of every instruction, this program counter is incremented depending on the length of the instruction executed. Right. Next one is a data pointer. DPTR. Data pointer. So data pointer is also a 16-bit register. 16-bit register. DPH lower and data pointer lower. DPL and DPH. So that means it can be used either as 8-bit register or 16-bit register. That means if it is used as a 8-bit register means it can be used as two 8-bit registers. or else it can be used. That means to access the external RAM means it should be 16-bit register, 16-bit register. So this data pointer always points the data memory location. Data memory location. This is about CPU registers of 8051 microcontroller. These are all the registers. You see, this is a pin diagram. A, B, R0 to R7 for all the banks. Program counter, data pointer, DPH higher end, DP, data pointer, lower DPH. Okay, with this, I'm going to end my session. So in this session, what I discussed is how the what is the memory organization of external memory. So here, what is the memory capacity of 8051 microcontroller means? This 8051 microcontroller has internal memory, and also it can access the external memory. So the internal memory of 8051, the RAM is of 128 bytes and ROM is of 4 kilobytes. 4 kilobytes, right? So this again this 128 bytes are locations are divided into different purposes. First 32 locations are for banks, and remain next 16 locations are bit addressable locations, and the remaining are for general purpose. From 7 next locations are, that means from 80 to FFR for to address the directly special function registers. Again, each register has its own register. Out of this general purpose registers, CPU registers A, B, PSW, stack pointer, program counter, and DPTR. This 8051 has other registers also. Those are called special function registers. The name itself it is indicating that special function registers. That means these are the registers used for particular function. What are those special function registers means? TCON, SCON, TCON, SCON, SBUF, timer 1, timer 2, timer 0 and timer 1, P0, P1, P2. These all are called special function registers. Okay, with this, I'm going to end my session. Okay, thank you. Thank you for listening.